We are going to try something new today. God, I hope it works. I hope it turns out okay. Anyway, let's talk about Lions football.
Elbow, forearm, he's going to be down.
The result of the play is a touchdown.
And the flag that was thrown on this was picked up.
I don't know, did it get the face mask?
Only do that if you're telling the official you're reporting.
The Lions hangover. Hey, what's good, everybody? It is Brad, your favorite host of your favorite podcast about the Detroit Lions. This is the Lions Hangover Podcast. Please rate and subscribe wherever you hear this. Give me those 5 stars. If you could, also give me a follow on X, Instagram, and Facebook. Man, what a game so far. We're doing something new today. The first half has just ended. Lions are winning 21-10 at halftime. First quarter had me completely worried. Minnesota came out. They were looking tough. Their defense was looking great. They were connecting on offense when they needed to. The Lions couldn't get anything going. Lots of penalties in the first half on both teams. I feel like those early holding calls, I don't know, man. I just feel like those refs kind of like their airtime. We don't need so much refs in our day, you know? Like, settle down, refs. We don't need it. But you want to say it's a evenly called game. It's not like they're picking on us necessarily. I just feel like they can keep the flags in their pockets just a little bit. Start of the second quarter, though. Holy cow, it's been all Lions since then. Montgomery went out with a little bit of a knee injury, so they hand things off to Gibbs, and he just freaking runs away with it. He had that huge touchdown, 45 yards. I think that was the longest touchdown of his career so far. That was the longest touchdown the Vikings have allowed this year, outside of the first touchdown they've allowed outside of the red zone this season so far. So lots of things going our way. Brian Branch with that huge interception. I have to say, I knew it was going to be an interception. The way the Vikings were lined up, and I could see Kirby Joseph on the field, and he sort of pointed to something off camera, like you couldn't see what he was pointing at. I'm assuming he was telling Brian Branch to line up over here or something like that. So right away, I was like, oh, they know this is a pass. Oh, there's going to be an interception here. Sure enough, Darnold snaps the ball. He does his little rollout and he throws. And before the camera could even catch up to it, Branch was already spread out like freaking Superman in the air, and he pulled that one in. Oh, my God. And then there was a huge pass to St. Brown. St. Brown's involved. The only one that we really haven't heard from so far is Jameson Williams, and I hope we hear something from him, but as long as we win, Jameson Williams, he's an amazing run blocker, and I think I want to say he doesn't get enough credit for that, but I think everybody here in Detroit is onto it. Like they know he seems like a really great team player. I don't think of course everybody would rather be the star of the show, but I think he's cool with just blocking. Like he takes it really well. He just seems to have a great attitude, great team player, and he knows he's going to get his shot, man, what an awesome throw by Goff to that St. Brown touchdown. Was that 35 yards? I think it was 35 yards. Yeah. Offensive line playing great. Outside of that first quarter, the offensive line is playing great. I think the Vikings have 2 sacks on Detroit so far at halftime. Of course, I sound jacked up right now and energized. I'm watching this game by myself, and I'm yelling at the TV, man. That Brian Branch, I'm sure my upstairs neighbor was like, what the hell is going on down there? Holy cow. What a good game so far. I was nervous. That first quarter, I was nervous. There's lots of football left. I definitely don't want to say that the Lions are running away with it, but all things are pointing towards the Lions. The Lions did that fake punt And I feel like it was predictable. I felt like I knew the Lions were going to fake that punt. So maybe the timing was bad, but it doesn't matter. They were able to recover. And like I said, they're currently winning 21-10 at halftime. There's a few more things I want to say. Montgomery did come back. It seems like that injury, though, was sort of the catalyst to the offensive jolt, because they were kind of feeding Montgomery a little bit heavy in the game. Not so much a Gibbs day. It was more of a Montgomery day so far. Montgomery goes out, and these guys, Sonic and Knuckles are the nicknames they've sort of acquired, I guess, in the locker room, and they've passed that on to us, and Gibbs is Sonic and Montgomery is Knuckles. But it seems like Gibbs was like, hey, don't worry about it, Knuckles. I got you, bro. And he just took off with that 45-yard run, and then it was all Lions from there. Like, that provided the spark. Montgomery does come back. He's good to go. He was on the exercise bike. The Lions are giving him chances. He's had a few rushes since then. I think he's even had a reception. Goff, I believe, we'll get into some halftime stats. I think Goff is like he's 12 for 12 with like 120 yards so far. So he's off to a great day, looking sharp, and he's doing exactly what he needs to do. Like, the run game is leading the charge, and he's complementing the run. So you can just tell it makes things easier for him. So he's making smart decisions. He hasn't had to take control of the game. He's the complementary piece. And I think this is the role that he really thrives in. And Gibbs gets his second touchdown with 26 seconds left, making it 21-10 at halftime for the Lions. But let me get that sniffle in there, and we will talk player stats. Jared Goff, like I said, 12 for 12. Oh, he's got 156 yards. He's got that one touchdown. Jahmyr Gibbs, he's got 8 carries for 84 yards, 2 touchdowns. David Montgomery, 6 carries so far for 12 yards. Don't worry, he's going to get more. St. Brown is leading the team with 5 receptions, 75 yards. With that one touchdown. Gibbs, though, it is a huge Gibbs day. He's got 3 catches for 28 yards. Montgomery's got 2 catches for 25 yards. Laporta has that 1 catch for 25. That was low into the ground. And Patrick has that 1 catch for just 3 yards. Yeah, no Jameson Williams, though, but there's still lots of football left. So I see, Jamo, he's doing his thing. Man, defensively, Terran Arnold had that block, or the botched, let's call it botched defensive play. He did not, which led to the Aaron Jones huge touchdown. If it wasn't for that, I would say the Lions defense has played great so far in the first half. But yeah, man, that second quarter, it's all Lions. I don't think the Vikings have done anything that they've wanted to do. They've really kind of kept Jefferson under wraps. Aaron Jones, outside of that big run, I don't think he's done much. Sam Darnold is 9 for 12 with 75 yards with the 1 interception. Aaron Jones, 9 carries, 65 yards. He had that 1 big run, but outside of that, I think he's only got like 20 yards. So Sam Darnold, 2 carries for 25 yards. We knew he could hurt us, but hopefully he won't get many more. Jefferson, though, Justin Jefferson, 3 receptions, 33 yards. This is what we need, okay? They are containing him. They are not letting him take over. Not necessarily a whole lot of pressure on Darnold yet, but the run defense is there. Again, outside of that 1 big play, the run defense is there. The pass defense is there. Freaking Branch. Davis is playing great. Big game, I feel like, for the linebackers so far. I really like what I've seen out of... what's his name there? Anzalone's got 3 tackles so far. Kirby Joseph has 4. I'm looking for somebody specific. Nowaski, man, that's the guy. I feel like he's been all over the field today. I feel like he's been a presence, even though statistically he only has 1 tackle so far. I just feel like he's making himself known on the field. Really impressed. Really impressed. Campbell's... linebackers all the way around. Anzalone, Campbell, they both have 3 tackles. Nowaski, like I said, he's got the 1. Rodrigo, he's got 2 tackles so far. Just, man, really impressed with the linebacking play today. And I think they're coming together as a team. Really happy with that linebacker crew. I don't think I could say that enough. Team stats, though. Let's look at that. Lions have a total. There's no way this is right. Okay, there it is. Lions have a total of 244 yards, 147 passing, and 97 rushing yards so far. 244 to the Vikings, 166. Vikings have 75 passing yards and 91 rushing yards. Lions have 11 first downs so far in the first half. Vikings have 7. Both are 1 for 4 on third down. The Lions have ran 29 plays, and the Vikings have ran 24. Both teams have had 5 penalties so far. Time of possession, though, the Lions have the slight edge over the Vikings in the first half. 15 minutes, 44 seconds. That means that the Vikings have had the ball for 14 minutes and 16 seconds. So that's it for me. I'm going to dip out. Don't worry. I'll be back in like half a second. You won't even know, but I will be back talking about the completion of the game and the second half. I just wanted to get my opinions out there while they were fresh in my head. I'm curious to see where the second half goes. It might be a completely different Brad. If this thing falls apart, you're going to hear a sad and somber Brad. But the Lions are a good team, a solid team. Yeah, man, this is just such a fun game right now. Really fun. So, but it's exciting too. Like, you don't know what's going to happen. But I kind of need Montgomery to score for some of my bets here. Selfishly, and he's on my fantasy team, so I need him to get more yards for that too, because right now I'm projected to lose. All right, I'll be back in just a second. And here it is, the final from Minnesota, 31-29. The game is going to be over on an illegal formation on the offense. Lions on a Jake Bates field goal come away with the win and are in first place in the NFC North. Wait, what? What? They're putting 1 second back on the clock. The penalty was on the Vikings. The clock should be running. There should be a 10-second runoff. Now, Dean Blandino, whatever his name is talking about.
It's a foul, but with 1 second on the clock when the ball hits the ground. So
this is.
Get another play, they will enforce a 5-yard penalty.
This is not right. This is not right. You know, if this was the Lions, there'd be that stupid-ass 10-second runoff. All right, so now we're going to do this. You guys are going to be live with me, so we need 1 more second, 1 more play, 1 more defensive stop. This is really pissing me off and giving me some anxiety right now. Man, I was just coming live to record, to talk about it. Darnold back with the snap. Pressure. Sacked. Sacked. Number 53. Who was that man? Who's number 53? Nowaski. Dude, you are the man. Lions definitely win it now in Minnesota. 31-29. Yes. Yes. What a freaking game. Oh, my God. And I know you guys are listening to this and you already know the outcome of it, but this is, man. Whew. This game should have been freaking prime time. They should cancel schools for this game. What? And you know, win or lose, this would have been an amazing game. This is the kind of football game you hope to have every single week. Win or lose, this is good football. Minnesota can't be mad. I understand they're going to be upset, but they can't be mad. This was an amazing game. Holy hell. I got to find the volume remote for this thing now. I don't want Fox broadcast on my freaking station. I thought Greg Olsen did a horrible job. Everybody complains about Tom Brady. Greg Olsen, he was awful. Sorry, I'm getting my volume remote here. All right, we're turning this down. I'll just hit the mute button. Why don't I do that? All right. Holy cow. Holy cow. Oh, Let's not have a heart attack, Brad. Okay, so let's recap this game starting at the start of the second half. The Vikings, man, they get on the board with another Justin Jefferson touchdown. It was a pretty amazing catch, too. Excuse me. Lions come back with a Khalif Raymond touchdown, and it was a light block by Gibbs, but man, it was a key block by Gibbs too, allowing Raymond to get into the touchdown. Did anybody else think it was St. Brown for a second? I was like, St. Brown's got a second touchdown on the day. Now, I knew Khalif Raymond was due for a touchdown. So is Tim Patrick. We got to get Patrick into the end zone. But happy that it was Khalif Raymond. He had a good game today, man. He played really well. I don't know if him or Patrick is the third or fourth wide receiver. I just love how they spread the ball around. Of course, Jameson Williams did get a screen pass, but he lost like 3 or 4 yards on it. And on that play, that was close to being a strip too, man. They almost forced that fumble on Jared Goff. Next drive, I don't even know if it's the next drive. Later, Pascal, he collects his first sack of the season. Man, he's probably the first one to step up for Hutch. You got to think Hutch would have had 2 sacks in this game. I didn't see much pressure from the defensive line in the first half of the game, but this second half of the game, I definitely saw more pressure. Pascal collects his first, though, and that took us to the end of the third. And then the Vikings had a huge pass to Addison. This drive ends with a field goal, though. And on the next drive, Montgomery fumbles, and Minnesota recovers and scores a touchdown. So it's fumble recovery for a touchdown. They go for 2, and they don't get the conversion. That makes the score 28-29 or 29-28 in favor of Minnesota with 5:50 left in the game. So the Lions, they do a good job of running out the clock, right? They're playing slow. They're playing conservatively. And then there's a fumble. Okay, yeah. So after the 5:50 mark, there's a fumble from Goff recovered by the Lions. And I think, don't they? They punted away. I stopped taking notes because I was just pulled into the game. The fumble from Goff, though, wasn't that looked like an incomplete pass. I don't know if that's something you want to challenge as Dan Campbell, but it definitely changed the position of the field, like where the ball was. But yeah, Dan Campbell didn't challenge that. I thought it was an incomplete pass, though, but it'll go in the stats as a fumble. I hate those plaid hats, by the way. I'm looking at Jared Goff talking right now. Those plaid hats are ridiculous. They're just not sexy. I'm sure they're for some sort of cause for the NFL, and I respect the cause, but the design on those plaid hats are just god-awful. So the Lions get the ball back. They drive down. Gibbs was a huge part of this game. I feel like Gibbs should get a game ball. Brian Branch should get a game ball. Jake Bates should get a game ball for his first career game-winning field goal. Holy cow, man. Holy cow. I'm just trying to process everything that's happening as I see these 5 stooges just talking away on NFL on Fox. All right, so some stats here. We'll do the Vikings first. Sam Darnold went 22 of 27. This is everybody finishing out the game. 259 yards for 1 touchdown and 1 interception. He was sacked 4 times. I don't remember sacking him 4 times. I thought we only had 2 sacks on him. He did finish with 103.5 quarterback rating. I got to say, Sam Darnold played good. He played good, man. There's nothing wrong with how he played. Aaron Jones, 14 carries for 93 yards. Aaron Jones had a great game. This is what I'm talking about. You can't be mad if you're the Vikings, okay? You just lost to the Detroit Lions. That's it. This is the top 2 teams in the NFC North. We're going to have a rematch, and it's going to be, God, as of right now, you got to think that's going to be flexed to Sunday night or Monday Night Football. Holy hell, that's going to be a good game. It better be. I hope, good luck, Minnesota. I hope you keep winning the rest of the year. I can't wait to see you in January. Sam Darnold had 4 rushes for 40 yards. Overall, as a team, they had 21 carries for 139 yards. Justin Jefferson, of course, led the team with receptions with 7 and a touchdown for 81 yards. Jalen Naylor had 4 receptions for 76 yards. Jordan Addison, 3 catches for 66 yards. And Aaron Jones, 3 catches for 23 yards. That's probably the biggest surprise, is how we were able to shut down Aaron Jones in the passing game. Their kicker, I got to say, props to their kicker, Will Reichard. He went 3 for 3 with the longest being 57 yards. He was also 2 for 2 with extra points, 11 total points on the day. Good for their kicker, man. Yeah, rookie kicker. So let's get to the Lions. Jared Goff, a near perfect day. He went 22 of 25, 280 yards, sacked 4 times. Oh, he lost 33 yards in those sacks. So we finished the day with 247 passing yards, although Jared Goff had 280. It's weird how they do that. With a quarterback rating of 140. This is 3 straight games with at least 140 or more quarterback rating. He is playing outstanding for a guy that I don't like. Everybody, yes, that's true. He is playing amazing. Kudos to you. Amon-Ra St. Brown had a hell of a day. 8 receptions for 112 yards, 1 touchdown, longest being 35 yards, of course. Jahmyr Gibbs, 4 catches for 44 yards. Khalif Raymond, 3 catches for 39 yards, and his own touchdown. David Montgomery, 3 catches for 39 yards. I wish they kind of went back to Montgomery a little bit after that fumble. He deserved a little bit of redemption, and that fumble is rare, but maybe he just couldn't get out of his head after that, and the coaches probably saw that. Laporta had the 1 catch for 25. Tim Patrick, 2 catches for 25 yards, and Jameson Williams with the 1 catch for a -4 yards. I don't want to say he played bad. You see him out there, like I was saying in the first half of the show, you see him out there doing his thing, blocking, and he's just part of the team. So even though statistically I wish he had a better showing, I still think, he's a great asset to the team. And I recognize him for that. So Jared Goff gets credited with 2 fumbles. He has 1 recovery. I don't think that one was a fumble. I think it was an incomplete pass. David Montgomery had the key fumble, though, that was lost and then allowed Minnesota to score. Alex Anzalone had 8 tackles. Kirby Joseph had 7. Rodrigo, 7. Jack Campbell, 7. All 3 linebackers, even Trevor Nowaski, had that key sack at the end. He had 5. Just overall, our linebackers had a hell of a game. I would give a game ball to our linebackers. I thought they all did great. The only problem I had is they had Malcolm Rodriguez playing man coverage on Aaron Jones. Why? Why are you doing that? Rodrigo should not be playing. And I love Rodrigo, and he's athletic, and he's got, and he made an awesome tackle on the very next play. All 3 linebackers were in on the tackle on the very next play, but he should not be doing man coverage against Aaron Jones. I don't see that in any world. Pascal had a decent game. He had his 1 sack, and of course, Brian Branch was a super stud with his interception. DJ Reader gets credited with 2 tackles. Carlton Davis, 3 tackles. Meek Robertson. I will say this. I need more from a Meek Robertson. He needs to start making a big play. I would love to see him get like an interception sometime very soon. Jake Bates, though, 1 for 1 on the field goal. Hey, that's all we needed. Not a career, but 44 yards. Game winner, man. Game winner. Holy cow. It was just an amazing game overall. I'm looking at this now. The Vikings were favored by 1.5 going into this, and the over-under was 50 points. Yeah, and we scored 60 as combined. So, what else is there to say? We have the Titans next week. I don't want to talk about the Titans. What this is, I want to say an emotional win, man, but I love these games. Last week against Dallas, the blowout, that was so much fun. But don't you just love these, if you're going to win, these close victories just a little bit more? Don't you just love that? I love that, man. What a great game. I can't think of anybody that really played that bad. Maybe The offensive line, the guy that got called for the holding, 2 times right off the bat. All right, yeah. So let's go to team stats. Lions had 19 first downs. Vikings had 16. Lions were 4 for 10. Both teams were 4 for 10 on third down. Lions had 56 total offensive plays. Vikings only had 52. Lions finished the day with a total of 300. This is so evenly matched, man. Lions had a total of 391 yards. Vikings had a total of 383. Both had 11 total drives. Lions averaged 7 yards of offense. Vikings averaged 7.4. Passing, 247 for the Lions, 244 for the Vikings. Again, each team 4 sacks. Rushing, Lions had 144. Vikings had 139. Again, so evenly matched. This is going to be a battle all season long. The Lions have very little room for error, okay? Penalties. Each team had 8 penalties. The Lions for 49 yards, Vikings for 59 yards. Each team had 1 turnover. Okay? Time of possession, 29 minutes for the Lions. Vikings, 30 minutes, 57 seconds. The Lions had 29:03. You can't get much closer than this. This is unreal how evenly. The biggest differential that I see is passing first downs. Lions had 15 passing first downs. Vikings only had 10. Other than that, it's like so close, man. This is a battle of 2 teams, and I hope this goes out. I would love to do battle with the Vikings. I'm not going to lie, because I hate the Bears. I hate the Bears fans. I hate all of you Bears fans. If you're a Bears fan, I'm telling you right now, I hate you. You could be cool, but I hate you. All right? And nobody wants to see the Packers do anything for the next 30 years. Packers, we hate you. We're sick of you. I would love it if it was the Vikings, Lions, for the next 15 years. This would be amazing. Like this is what football Sundays are. This is an awesome matchup. It was a great game today. Lions just happened to come out on top, but this is the way I would love to see it. I mean, I would love just a little bit more wiggle room with the victory, but I love these close ones, man. These I don't want to, it's almost a come from behind, but it wasn't, but it was definitely a going back and forth, and the Lions just happened to score last, and that was key in today's game. So, what an exciting game. I was really worried. In that fourth quarter, I was worried. I was like, this is going to be a different tone, right? From the first half. People are going to listen to the first half. They're going to listen to the second half. It's going to sound like 2 different podcasts. But the Lions won. I feel super pumped up for this, super amped. I cannot wait for the game next week against the Titans. And I think they were winning today. Hey, Google, what was the score of the Titans game?
The Titans lost 34-10 today against the Bills.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I think they were close to having the lead early on in that game. So I'm happy the Bills won because that's who I picked to win in a few of my bets. I can't wait for the Lions to play the Titans. We cannot take them easy, but they are the easiest of the next 3 matchups because we've got games on the road in Packers, in Green Bay, and we got a game on the road in Houston. Both of those are going to be horrible matchups. So can't let our foot off the gas. We have to make sure we win. Hopefully the Lions hangover curse, the hangover curse, man, I picked this name perfectly because, the teams that play the Lions the next week don't cover the spread. So if this is true at all, that means the Vikings are supposed to lose next week, I feel like. Hopefully that's true. Everybody bet on the other team besides the Vikings. Hey, Google, who does the Minnesota Vikings play in Week 8? I guess Google doesn't want to talk to me. I'll try one more time. Hey, Google, who does the Vikings play in Week 8? No? Okay.
On Thursday, the Vikings will be playing the Rams at the City of Champions Stadium at 8:15 p.m.
All right, put your money on the Rams because the Vikings have a short turnaround week. Hawkinson's supposed to make his return, though, for the Vikings. So if this is true, if this is true, we should have sole possession of first place. We should have knocked the crap out of Minnesota today to where they cannot recover for Thursday, and they will lose to the LA Rams and Matthew Stafford. Hopefully that's true. We will talk more about that probably Thursday night. I should be able to have the preview game for the Titans coming out. Other than that, I've been Brad. Thanks for listening, everybody. This was interesting. I don't know if I'll be able to do this every single time where I do the first half and second half reaction. Continuity-wise, it seems a bit weird since you're going to listen to half of the show not knowing what's happening. But hopefully it was entertaining and it was something new, and I wanted to give that a shot. So at least you could see the progression of my thoughts. And hey, I got to do a live broadcast there of the last play on TV. So, all right, thanks for listening. I am pumped up. Titans, we're coming for you. See you next week, guys.